Hello guys, my name is Justice and welcome to Slay the Spire. This is the roguelite that started all roguelites for me. This is the one that caught my attention originally and got me into the entire genre, and I have over 338, almost 339 hours playing the game. Apparently I'm off by a minute. So we are on a brand new account or a brand new save game with 0% completion, 0 playtime, and every single run will make it up on the channel. And if we have a really short failed run, we will upload, or we will just do 2 for that video. You know, make it a relatively appropriate length of time. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to do a standard game with the only class we have available, the Ironclad. Now, we're going to be doing a lot of tutorializing, especially in the beginning runs, just going over core game mechanics, you know, attack, block, defense, things like that, how much energy and stuff like that. I'll be tutorializing everything to the best of my ability in the early game, and then we'll be kind of moving on a little bit faster as we get farther into the game. One of the things that I've noticed that I do kind of poorly with this game is that I act really fast without thinking. So I have a feeling that by recording and uploading content, not only having to talk my way through my turns and thinking about what I want to do, but taking the time will actually improve my own gameplay. So hopefully that will be the case, and we will see. But let's get started. So first of all, the Ironclad starts off with 80 health, 99 gold. I think these are pretty standard, but the remaining soldier of the Ironclad, sold his soul to harness demonic energies. The starting relic that you get for this character is called Burning Blood, so at the end of each combat, heals 6 HP. Now, obviously that doesn't count if you die. If you die, you don't come back with 6 HP. But what this does do is give you a lot of sustain as you go through the game. So you actually are able to take a lot of damage with this character that other characters would, you know, get whittled down by. So this character is extremely forgiving in the early game, but does get really complicated and interesting. So as we get in here, you'll see that we have a map that's kind of similar to the Curse of the Dead Gods map. I think a lot of roguelites follow a map of a similar style like this. But there are elites, which are really difficult to beat enemies. There are regular enemies, so each of these is kind of essentially a room that we'll have to go fight our way through. There are rests where we can heal up our HP. There's a treasure room where we can... I don't think we have the option to take a key, but we can either take a treasure or a key in later runs and ascensions where we can start fighting the end boss of the game, but we'll get there when we get there. I don't want to go into any spoilers on that just yet. Not that the game hasn't been out for a few years, and most people probably know, but if this is your first time, I don't want to spoil it. Merchants allow you to spend your in-game currency for cards, relics, and potions, as well as card removal, which can be just as important to a deck as adding cards to it, and unknowns can be any number of random events. So what I like to do before I start my run is take a look at what is available in this run. So we have paths with a lot of enemies, we have paths with a lot of question marks, we have paths with a merchant, we have paths with a rest, and we have paths with elites. So what I like to look for first is how many elites can I fight should I so choose. So I see 3 elites all on parallel runs, so I can't fight these 3 elites together or any combination of 2, right? But there is another elite down here and another elite over here. So we could feasibly fight 2 elites at most, which I think is probably a fair number. If we go for this elite and rotate our way up to either this elite or this elite, we can get a second rest. Okay, so we're going to start off here, and then we will reevaluate, but we're going to attempt to work our way up through all of these room battles, get a rest in, and then go for an elite. That's what I have in mind at first, but should we have an event with a lot of money, we may rotate off to the left and grab that merchant. So defeat enemies by playing cards from your hand. Cards require energy to play. Once you are out, end your turn. At the start of your turn, new cards are drawn, and your energy is replenished. Play defensive cards to gain block when enemies are about to attack you. Block reduces incoming attack damage, but wears off at the start of your next turn. During your turn, you can observe an enemy's intent above them. If an enemy is intent on attacking you, be sure to gain some block. Alright, so the first enemy we're going to fight here are the 2 louses. One of them is going to hit us for 6 damage, and they have under here Curl Up. Curl Up is, on receiving attack damage, rolls up and gains 6 block once per combat. So if we were to attack this louse, so let's just do it. He's going to curl up for 3, correct? Actually, so that's 6 and 12, so that's 18 effective health here. We could kill that louse, and that's 11, 12, 13, 14 effective health here. So we can kill either louse. So we'll go ahead and we will kill this louse, and he rolled up, gained his block, and we are still going to be able to penetrate through that block and kill the louse. So we'll end our turn because we ran out of energy. And the louse is going to spit web at us. Oh, let's turn on fast mode. I believe that's the one. Just because it takes a really long time if you let the animations run out on their own. This is Bash, which applies vulnerable. So vulnerable creatures take 50% more damage from attacks. So we could do 6 damage and apply vulnerable, but then we only have 4 damage to follow up with, so we're not going to be able to finish the louse this turn. So what we're going to do, and that's because of our weakness, which is reducing our attack by 25% for 2 turns. So we did make him curl up and burn his armor. So his armor is block. Is gone. Tip, no more cards. If there are no cards to draw, your discard pile is shuffled into a new draw pile. Okay, so we get all of our cards back. There's nothing like in Monster Train where things are purged, except for... Or there's no permanent purging cards from your deck other than card removal at shops and stuff. What you can do is have cards... I'm forgetting the word, but we'll get to that when we get there. I'm up to a good start, I know. So we have Headbutt, Clothesline, and Body Slam. I really like Headbutt for setting up plays, but we don't really have anything that we're wanting to use and then Headbutt back into our hand just yet. So I'm kind of leaning towards getting the Clothesline here. Body Slam can be incredible for defensive-based builds, but you can't really take it without knowing that you're going to have defense. It's better to take something more consistent until you actually have a deck build. So we can 100-0 that enemy and do some damage to this one, so I feel like that's an appropriate play. And then we can bash this enemy, applying vulnerable, get an attack in, and he takes double damage because of his vulnerable. Well, not double, but 50% additional damage. And then we'll end our turn because we're out of energy, and he will make us frail, which means we get 25% less block from cards for 1 turn, so normally this would be 5 block, and now it's 3, which is pretty lame. I don't like that at all, but we're able to finish him off so we don't take any damage. And as you see at the end of combat, we healed 6 every time. Now, Energy Potion is gain 2 energy, which is extremely useful for in combat, adding additional energy to your hand so you can play more cards. Drink or throw potions during combat. Potions stay with you between rooms. So you can carry your potions with you until you use them and then they're gone, or you could drop them should you want to open up a new potion slot. We can also add a card to our deck. Power cards. This card applies a power to you when used. Powers are passive abilities that remain for the duration of the combat. So this specific power is called Metallicize, and Metallicize adds 3 block to us at the end of our turn, which is a really good power. This is Battle Trance. Draw 3 cards. You cannot draw additional cards this turn, so this one stops card draw. So if you have another card that says draw 1, you won't draw 1 because of Battle Trance's effect. Now, this is a feed, which is incredible, especially this early in the run. Feed is a card you want to end combat or at least kill an enemy with each time, but it does not apply to minion enemies. So you want to make sure you're killing an actual floor enemy with it. But we're definitely taking Feed here because I think it's going to be a little bit better than Metallicize. Still not rocking a ton of gold, so I'm not sure if I want to make my way over towards that shop after all. Go ahead and apply Vulnerable and then attack this enemy. He is going to do a ritual where he's going to gain 1 strength per turn. So we have 9, 18 damage. Our feed's only going to be doing 15, so we don't quite have enough to finish him. So I'm going to hold our feed in the hopes that we're able to get him low and then cycle through our deck again and get our feed back, which we did, which is fantastic. That is going to be 12 damage. And then Feed is going to raise our max HP by 3, which is really cool. So our 80 is going to become 83, which also heals us. So if you raise your max HP, let's say we were down to 70 and we raised our max HP to 83. So we'd still gain the 6 at the end of combat, but we'd also gain 3 additional. So our HP would go up to 79 out of 83, which is super cool. All right, we get to add another card to our deck. We can get Entrench, which is incredible for that block-based build I was referring to earlier with the Body Slam. We have Burning Pact, where you exhaust 1 card and draw 2. Seeing Red is gain 2 energy and exhaust. We're really just playing around Feed right now. We don't really have a deck archetype. I wouldn't be opposed to taking Entrench, but Entrench really relies on another card called Barricade, And until I see that, I'm just really not willing to buy into that deck type. Seeing Red upgrades to a 0 cost, which is pretty cool. 2 energy for free. And it also exhausts... Oh, that's the word, exhaust. Exhaust are cards that are removed from your deck until the end of combat, but they come back to your deck after that. Burning Pact, what... Oh, I meant to right-click and see what it upgraded to. Burning Pact upgrades to exhaust 1 card, draw 3 cards. Okay, so that's really good for thinning out cards from your deck or removing a card for the combat. So let's say we get a negative status or a curse card, which are negative cards that can be added to your deck that you will draw consistently. And they will either have a negative effect or just replace one of the cards you would draw, so it kind of reduces your options for a turn that turn. And we're going to weaken this guy, so he's going to do 2 less damage. This enemy has a specific skill set or ability where he splits. So when his HP is at or below 50%, he will split into 2 smaller slimes. 8 damage. He's going to split at 32. So we can get him exactly to 32. No, we can get him to 38. What am I saying? But either way, we don't want to do that. We want to very poorly block because we're frail. But we're only going to take 3 damage, so it's not that big of a deal. And now we have a much better shot here. We can get him down to 40. And then he splits at 32, so we can get him down to 34. And then let's exhaust this defend. And then end our turn here. And that was just to reduce the amount of defends in our deck, hopefully allowing us to draw more aggressive hand for this turn, because this is the turn we're going to split him. So we want to split him at the lowest HP possible, so the 2 slimes that come from him will both have the new HP of 17 now. Alright, so they came back. Yeah, we can just take one of them off the map, so I'm just going to do that immediately. It's also going to reduce the amount of frail that we receive. And he is just dead because he did nothing but debuff me. So we're fine with that. Reckless Charge is 7 damage, shuffle a dazed into your draw pile. Thunderclap applies 1 vulnerable to all enemies and deals 4 damage, and it's pretty cheap. Upgraded, it does, I think 7. Yeah, it does 7 damage. I like Thunderclap a lot, so we're going to take it. And we are still aiming at that elite, but we haven't really drawn a really big deck type yet. Oh, I should have waited for feed for that end fight. I completely forgot. Alright, so we're going to weaken this enemy because we didn't draw any defend. So weakening him and lowering his attack by 3 at least reduces the amount of damage we're taking. So it's kind of pseudo-defense if you think about it. We can also apply vulnerable to him. He's dealing 5 damage and he's debuffing us here. That's what the little green circle on his head means. This enemy intends to inflict a negative effect on you and attack for 5 damage. So we are going to hit him one more time, reducing his health down to 19. And then we will block the 5. We will still suffer the negative effect, which is unfortunately weakened. I don't like that. But at least we're not frail, so we can full block this turn. Or we can block for 10 and hit him for 4. Nah, we're weakened. It's not really worth taking damage to not do that much to him. These fights at this level are extremely forgiving, so we can get away with a lot. It's going to be 12 damage and 6 damage. That's 18. Not enough for the kill. Or we can defend for 5, strike for 2 strikes is 12. Do 12 damage and defend for 5. That's probably our best bet. Although this weakens him. No, we'll weaken and then we'll block for 5. Yeah. That is the least amount of damage we could take while dealing the most amount of damage. Definitely the right call. And we get our feet out, heal him, and we heal for an additional 3 and raise our max HP. I like that. Pretty decent play. Twin Strike is really good. It plays really well into strength-based builds. Strength increases your base damage, which is pretty incredible. You have the option at a rest site like this to either smith or rest, and more options unlock based on the amount of relics you have. But right now, our only 2 options are smith and rest. I think we're going to go ahead and buff up the feed plus, make it 12 damage to kill an enemy, and if we do use it, we gain 4 max HP instead of the previous 3. So we're going to be taking 12 damage this turn, or 13 damage this turn no matter what we do. And we're also getting debuffed. There's not a whole lot we can do about it, unfortunately. We can block for 10. Yeah, I think we block for 10. Damn, he used Frail, so we're not going to gain as much from our blocks in the future. We could Burning Pact to defend. I don't want to use Feed because it exhausts until we can secure a kill with it. It's 12 damage. If we Twin Strike, that's 10 damage. Bringing him down to 15. We could Strike and then Feed, and then we'd get our Feed proc off. I think that's actually worthwhile. We'll take him off the field so he'll stop frailing us. We will still take the 8 damage, but we're going to be able to use our Feed, which I think is a worthwhile trade. Alright, he made us vulnerable, which is pretty mean of him. Pretty dick move. But we're going to weaken him and then gain 5 block. So we're only take 4 additional damage from him this round. Ooh, his attacks are starting to scale up a little bit. Weakening him again when he already has weaken won't lower his attack anymore. It's just a stack, so this is how many turns it lasts, not how many it's not a multiplier. So we can weaken him again, or we can bash defend. I think bash defend is going to be a better way to get us closer to that finishing blow that we need. Because this fight is actually hurting us a lot more than I think it should. We're going to do 14 damage to him here, and then we're going to have lethal with Strike. Perfect. Alright, 16 gold. Essence of Steel gains 4 plated armor. Plated armor is a really good ability. I like it a lot. Disarm is really good. So is Flame Barrier. I don't know what enemy we're about to fight, but I think Disarm is going to be the way to go here. Reduces enemy strength by 2, as well as exhausting. So it's a really strong effect, and if you upgrade it, it goes up to 3. I like it a lot. It's a very powerful card, especially against elites where you're in a little bit of a longer fight. Let's see what elite we are up against. Alright, the Lagavulin. We are going to bash him. So he has 8 armor right now. And at the beginning of his next turn, he will gain 8 armor back. He has Metallicized, which is that first power we saw. So instead of hitting him again, I'm going to end my turn and hope that we draw a few of our damaging cards in the next hand, because we have him vulnerable for the next 2 turns, but we only have 1 energy. If we wake him up now, because he's sleeping, he will just turn around and start hitting us, and he will beat the heck out of us very quickly. That's not really what I'm all about. So let's open up with the Twin Strike. That is a pretty strong ability. Actually, we should have opened with a Strength Potion Twin Strike, but I completely forgot to. I think we're also going to Thunderclap here just to extend the vulnerable. And hopefully we'll get some more damage off on him after this. Clothesline for Weaken, absolutely. I kind of want a Burning Pact, but at the same time, defense is probably worth a little bit more. Whatever. We'll remove the defense. Oh, no. I wanted that Disarm. Okay. That's unfortunate. I should have looked at what was in our draw pile before I did that. Let's go for the Thunderclap Twin Strike is going to be... Ooh, okay, that's a lot of damage. Compared to reapplying Weak, so he doesn't do as much damage to us. You kind of have to reapply Weak there. And then I'd rather do as much damage as I can right now, rather than apply Vulnerable for 1 turn. But this Vulnerable lasts for 2, making it a little bit more useful here. He is going to do a very strong negative debuff on us right now, where we're going to lose 1 of our Strength here, and 1 of our Dexterity, which is not something that I appreciate at all. But luckily, we have the kill on him here. Oh, where's Feed? Feed's still in the deck. I can't reduce his incoming damage any more than this, unless I waste a Power Potion, or not a Power Potion, but a Potion. And I don't want to waste my Potion just yet. I think we're going to Burning Pact the Strike here. Disarm the Lagavulin. And that's just a lot. It's not worth it to take this much damage just to get the Feed off. As much as I want to, it's not worth it. Pocket Watch is our first relic that we're picking up. When you play 3 or less cards during your turn, draw 3 additional cards at the start of your next turn. So it's kind of a setup card. Relics, found throughout the Spire, grant unique bonuses and remain throughout your run. They can be found by defeating powerful foes or within chests. It's kind of funny, they didn't have this tutorial setup whenever I first played. At least, I don't remember it. It was so long ago. Gains 6 Metallicized, that's really strong. And I think Impervious might be where we go here. Gain 30 block and exhaust. Pretty powerful card there. We get a chest here. Darkstone Peript. When you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. So this actually makes picking up curses, whether or not you keep them. Actually, I don't know if you lose the max HP. It just says when you obtain. So not for each curse in your deck. I think we're going to go for a rest here because we're a little bit low, and then see if we can take down a second elite. We could play a little bit safer. Go for... it's kind of the same. But then we have the option to go away from the elite if we want to. I think we're going to double down on fighting the elite. Well, we're fighting 2 elites either way, right? Unless we're cutting off to the right. Never mind, we'll go to the right. Let's play like a smart person and actually not doom ourselves in case we don't get exactly what we need to win. These enemies are kind of annoying because on death they apply 2 vulnerable to you. So he could be doing 6 damage right now and I kill his friend, and all of a sudden he's doing 9 damage to me that I may not have realized or blocked enough for. So these guys are a bit of a pain at times. I think it's best that we just play this fight out as close to the book as we can. And they also increase their strength, which is really annoying. We can Thunderclap to vulnerable. And that's going to be... Yeah, we have the kill here. That means his friend can now do a lot more damage to us on his next turn. 13, that's a lot. Clothesline is 12 damage. Feed is also 12 damage. Perfect. We actually heal off this fight. Fantastic. Add a new card to our deck. Ooh. When you see a whirlwind, especially in early runs, you take a whirlwind. Actually, in general, you see a whirlwind, you take a whirlwind. So we're going to take that whirlwind, and that's actually going to help us get through this next elite. Lose 3 HP, 25% find a relic. And it just keeps getting worse until you go. But Sundial, every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile, gain 2 energy, which is pretty nice, especially for smaller decks. You can really control your energy generation and cycle. It can get extremely powerful. I'm really tempted to just upgrade Whirlwind here, because there's a chance that this enemy is going to be the Sentinel enemy, and having additional damage on our Whirlwind just absolutely powers through that fight. The other option is the Gremlin Knob, but it's not. It is the Sentinels. Perfect. We're just going to go ahead and immediately... Do we just want to 6 Metallicize and then go ham? This does reduce... who's our floor boss? Our floor boss this time is the Guardian. Okay. Metallicize and Plated Armor are really good against the Guardian. Mostly the Plated Armor. Okay, I think we're just going to go ham here. So that was an X cost card. Here, let me actually cover over it. So X cost plays the effect of the card as many times as you have energy. So we had 3 energy when we played that, so we did 8 damage to every enemy 3 times. So that's 24 damage to all of them. 24, 48, 72. So that's quite a bit of damage on turn 1. And that's really good, and one of the most powerful things in the Ironclads, like what he has available to him, for clearing a lot of early rooms like this. This looks really good for just Impervious, and then Twin Striking one of them. So Impervious completely blocks all of their damage, and Twin Strike will lower the HP of one of them down by quite a bit. 2 of them are attacking while only 1 was attacking last time. That's why I was willing to take that extra little bit of damage to get the damage off on that turn, but I wouldn't be as interested in doing it this turn. We can now... It's only 4 damage. We can Clothesline him and then get a feed off. So we get our heal, which is really nice. These guys are both relatively low. We're not going to draw Whirlwind again because it's still in our discard pile, but we might actually just have enough energy to kill one, if not both of these guys. So we can definitely kill this one. So we'll do that, and then we don't have the kill on this one, so I think we're just going to defend and strike, reduce our incoming damage by a little bit. We could also Energy Potion here and kill him, but we're only taking 4 damage. We're healing 6 in the end of this combat anyway, so it is what it is. Whirlwind, just because it looks nice, and finish him off. Oh, at the start of boss combats, heal 25 HP. That is a really powerful card, and it's going to make our game a lot easier. This is a really rough toss-up here. I like True Grit. And I also like blood for blood. I think we're going to go blood for blood here. Each time you lose HP in combat, the cost goes down. So from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. So it can actually become a 0-cost card that deals 18 damage every time you see it, which is really good. True Grit's really great for removing things from your deck that you don't want. But the fact that it's a random exhaust makes it a little bit rough to work with, while this one is a directed exhaust. We get to choose what card exhausts. This one upgrades to a directed. Exhaust one card, not exhaust one card at random. But we already have exhaust in our deck, so I'm definitely leaning towards... Oh. Thunderclap is going to apply vulnerable to all of them. Feed does 18 damage, so that's 12 and 5 is 17 effective health. So we easily kill that one. And then we can strike this one for the most damage here. And then next turn, we absolutely win. Yeah, I don't think there's any way the Louses didn't die this turn. So, Twin Strike kills that one, and 6 damage kills this one. Easy peasy. Fear Potion's really strong. Although, going into the Guardian fight... Ooh, actually... We're going to drop the Metallicize for the Fear Potion here. And then we're also going to be looking at taking... Power Through. I'm tempted to take Sword Boomerang, but this enemy has something called, like, it's essentially like a Thorns Aura. If you hit it each time, you take damage from it as well. So this hitting 3 times, we take damage 3 times for using it. And even though this is really strong as skills into the game, this is extremely effective against this boss, and you'll see why when we get there. We can heal, but we're going to be healing 25% or 25 HP when we go into this boss fight. So I think we're just immediately going to be upgrading... No, it's just 40. It still exhausts. Enemy loses 3 strength. I think that disarm might be the way to go here. Yeah, let's do it. I like it. So this is the Guardian. I think for our first turn, we were going to Thunderclap, making him vulnerable, and then Clothesline for the additional damage. If we didn't Clothesline instead of if we didn't Thunderclap, Clothesline did 17 damage. So 12 and 6. Yeah, we still did more damage this way. I should have taken the time to talk it out before I did it, but welcome to the reason why I think this is going to be a great series for me. So Whirlwind is 8 damage, our strikes are 6. So Whirlwind actually does the most damage to him here. He has 9 block, and he has a mode shift. So after receiving 8 more damage, now that means past his block. So we need to deal 17 total damage to cause him to change forms and not do this big 24 damage attack to me. So 17 damage, we're doing 24 damage, so we easily just twitch his form right here. Nice and easy. He now has 20 block that we'd have to get through before we could hurt him again, but luckily Whirlwind applies before the phase shift, so all of the 24 damage went straight into him. I probably should have used the Fear Potion before we did that, but I forgot. We'll throw the Fear Potion now. We are going to be using it one way or another. Disarm is really strong in this combat. So is just blocking in general. And then we are going to bash him. Now, when we do, we're going to take 3 damage into our blocks. Our block's going to go down to 2, meaning we're not full blocking his attack, but we are applying more vulnerable to him, making it a little bit easier for us to win this fight in general. I think it's a worthwhile trade-off. Add 2 wounds to your hand, gain 15 block. Our deck's kind of big, so that... I think it's worthwhile. We're going to use this, adding 2 wounds to our hand, which is kind of annoying. These are statuses, like I said, that clog your deck. But we can apply Clothesline here and reduce the incoming damage for the next 2 turns, as well as doing a decent amount of damage to the enemy. Alright, Blood for Blood is only 3 damage, or is still a 3 cost right now. 18 damage versus 24. 24 is still more. But we're going to take 4 more damage here because I'm definitely just going to Whirlwind. So that's 36 damage, I believe. It's 12 damage to him because he's vulnerable. So yeah, 36 damage. He has 4 health left before he phase shifts. I'm actually down to take just 4 damage because each one of those ticks is going to lower Blood for Blood down to a 0 cost. So I'd say that's a fair trade-off and not worth taking an energy potion to block. Now, Thunderclap would switch his form, but I don't want to do that because then he's going to get that big 20 block. So instead we're going to do Clothesline, which is our biggest single damage hit in our hand right now. And then we can Burning Pact out the wound and exhaust it and remove it from our hand. We're still looking to feed at the end of this fight. I don't think we're going to be under too much threat from this enemy. Alright, we can block for 5. Blood for 18. Or 27, sorry, that's a lot. And then we can block for 5 again, completely negating this enemy's attack while still doing a decent amount to him. We can actually hit him one more time since his Thorns only does 3, and still take 0 damage this turn. So I'm all about that life. And I'm pretty sure the Guardian is not. That strength debuff on him is so strong that it really makes this fight kind of easy, if we're being honest. I think we might Burning Pact out a strike here. And then just throw up another defend. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Alright, he's going to do 8 whole damage. Ooh, woo. Getting scary in here. So we're going to apply 2 weak to him with that, lowering his damage down to 4. Blood for free. I probably should have bashed, but now we're just going to Whirlwind, so it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. Alright, so that's just going to be 24 damage flat to him, so he's going to switch his shift. He's going to... What is... it went away. Phase shift or strategic shift or something? I can't remember the exact word now. We can block for 5. Do 6 damage. And then block for 5 again. Take no damage. We're just whittling him down so we can finish him off with a feed now. We can block for 10. Or we can block for 15 and do some damage to him. I think we're going to do that. So block for 15. We can strike twice for 12 damage. Or we can bash once for 8 and 2 vulnerable. I'm going to do that just to almost guarantee that we're able to get our feed off on him. Alright, he has 15 health, and our feed does 18. We're going to heal off of this fight even more. But this being like the beginner level before we've even gone into the ascensions, which are a whole nother deal, we're actually going to heal to full after this fight. So that's really incredible. And we get to add another card to our deck. Ooh. Demon Form gives our deck the scaling that we need. Currently, our deck doesn't really scale very well, which is why that fight took so long. Feed scales our max HP, but Demon Form makes us really strong. It takes a while, but even after like 3 turns, Demon Form is just incredible. Oh, this is hard. I am not taking Runic Dome on this first run, although you will probably see me take it later and then lose the run because of it. But it's a really risky move because you can no longer see what the enemy's doing. You can't see if they're attacking, you can't see how much damage they're going to do, you can't see if they're inflicting a negative debuff. So you might block when you don't need to, or not block when you really need to. And I'm not willing to take that risk on this run. Gain energy at the start of your turn for boss and elite combats. Since we have power through, I don't want to take Runic Pyramid. We'll probably end up just getting a bunch of wounds stuck in our hands. So we're going to take the Slaver's Collar. I'd rather have something that gives me energy every turn, like the Runic, or like the Dome, but not seeing enemy intense is just too scary. I'm not about that life right now. Alright, we can take a double elite path here. Ooh, we can take a triple elite path if we want to. Just by running down through this guy over here and then back up here. I like that a lot. And then we have a shop here as well. We have quite a bit of money. And there's a decent amount of rest on this floor. And an extra shop right before the end. So if we don't find what we're looking for in this shop, we have another option. I like that a lot. Let's go for it. Yeah. We're not able to get through his armor this turn. And I'm not wasting feed. How much damage am I willing to take in this fight? We'll use a Dex Potion and just try to reduce the amount of damage we're taking. I'll save Impervious for a bigger hit later down the road. Actually, we're going to Clothesline and Disarm, lowering his damage down to 11, which is still a pretty big hit, but it's going to make it a lot easier for us to block from now on. Yeah, like 4 damage is no big deal. We're actually going to take that 4 damage so we can get Demon Form out, and I can show you guys just how powerful it is. Every turn, we're going to gain 2 strength, which just gets really strong really fast. Alright, not bad. He's going to do 6 damage next turn, but I'm not worried about that at all. Blood for Blood now does 20 damage instead of 18 because we have 2 extra strength on. So let's go ahead and... yeah, we don't have any way of giving vulnerable this turn, so we'll do that. Breaks right through his... oh, plated armor. So we can talk about the difference between plated armor and, like, what metallicize is. Metallicize, you gain the armor every turn for the duration. Plated armor goes down by 1 each time you're hit. So this is 13 right now. We're going to do Twin Strike and hit him twice. So now it goes down to 11. So the total armor you get back is reduced each time you take damage. So we're going to lower it down to 10. And then... yeah, we've taken a lot of damage. We'll block. Let's go ahead and Clothesline, which breaks his armor 1 more. He's dealing 5 damage. We can block 5 easily. And this enemy isn't scaling, so I'm not worried about him getting stronger and beating me, especially since we are getting stronger every turn. Feed now does 18 total damage. Bash does 14. It applies to vulnerable. 18, 27. Not quite enough, but we can easily strike him down to 14 and then feed for the finish. All right, so we got a decent heal out of that, 95 out of 110. And we started at 80 max health, so this feed is paying dividends. Huge fan of that card. Colorless Potion's really cool. 1 to 3 random colorless cards added to your hand, and it costs 0 that turn. And we get to choose another card to add. We already have Whirlwind, so I'm not taking Cleave Plus here. Armaments can be really strong, especially pre-upgraded like it is. It will upgrade whatever cards are in your hand. Speaking of cards in your hand, I think Demon Form just goes to 3 strength on an upgrade instead of lowering the cost. But a lot of times you can use armaments to lower the cost of things in your hand, making it kind of a free play for something like... no, Disarm's already pre-upgraded. Actually, I don't think any of the cards we have in our hand actually lower. No, yeah, 7. Yeah, we don't have any. But some cards do lower cost by 1 by level. Yeah, it's 20 block. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we don't have an option or an opportunity to show it, but armaments will clog our deck a little bit, but it is 5 block. And the upgrade that it does, it's not a permanent upgrade, but it does last for the rest of combat. You know what? We'll take it. It's not a bad card under any stretch of the word, but it's also an extra card draw that we don't really need and requires some setup. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, we already went through. We're going to take this path on the right, fight our way up to the second elite, third elite. Cool. All right, so these two guys are thieves. They steal 15 gold every time they attack you. Ooh, so that's 24 damage. Or 12, 24. It's 24 either way. So Thunderclap doesn't really help us here. Yeah, because 12 damage instead of 8 times 2 is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. So it doesn't really matter which order we do it, but we're definitely going to be... ooh, actually, this is a really good opportunity to use our energy potion, bringing our energy up to 5. And then... all right, 8 times 5 is 40. Still not a kill there. But 12 times 4 is 48. We'll actually get 1 kill if we Thunderclap first, and then Whirlwind. Oh, no, we got both kills. Did I math wrong? I probably mathed wrong. But I'm not upset to math wrong when something good like that happens. Lose 3 HP, gain 2 energy. That might be really useful if we get our armaments on the same turn as our demon form. Because we're going to be incentivized to play armaments and make demon form stronger, but then we won't have the energy to play it. Bloodletting. Boom. Problem solved. Problem stay and solve. Range lead the way. Alright, this enemy is malleable. Upon receiving attack damage, it gains 3 block. Block gain increases as malleable is triggered, resets to 3 at the start of your turn. So each tick of damage, kind of like plating armor, racks up, but it's only for the damage applied during that turn. I hope I explained that well. I'm going to go ahead and armaments here. Block. We might burn through our plated armor on this fight. Now, this is really like the worst fight to use plated armor. Anything blocky that you have? Oh, upgrade all of your cards for the rest of the combat? Well, alright. We're going to take a little bit of damage this turn, but that was pretty worthwhile. Actually makes us completely not care about armaments at all for this fight. Yeah. Lose 3 HP, gain 2 energy. This is really good against that enemy with Whirlwind in our hand. I would love to be able to apply Vulnerable to the enemy, but that's going to be 24 damage. Oh, no, that's going to be 40 damage. We're still taking 21 to do it. We might just block for 16. And just try to slow the bleed. Because we still have stuff like Blood for Blood, we have Clothesline. We can get through this enemy. It's not gonna be that bad. I'd rather not lose a third of my HP in one fight. And we get to feed for the finish. Gotta love it. 114 max HP, we'll take it. Perfected Strike is a strong card based on how many strikes you have in your deck. We have 5, 6. Any other strikes? Strike. Oh. Yeah, that wouldn't work. It doesn't matter. All right, so we have a fair amount of strikes. So Perfected Strike is not a bad addition to our deck. Pummel Strike's also really good for the draw. I think we'll take the Perfected Strike, though. It's going to help us out dealing with the elites, of which we're fighting 3 of on this floor. Do we want this shop or... Yeah, we did want to go by the shop. Upgrade all strikes and defends. Well, that's a really good event for us to find, because we don't have the card that upgraded every card in our deck. We only have the one that upgrades every card in our hand. Put 3 random attacks from your draw pile in your hand. Exhaust. That can be really strong. Shockwave's extremely good. 3 weak and 3 vulnerable to all enemies. Just a very powerful card. We also have Brimstone. At the start of your turn, gain 2 strength. All enemies gain 1 strength. That can make us scale really fast. Now, that's basically a death sentence if you're fighting the heart, or if you're fighting the final boss. But we're not there just yet. The card's exhausted. Draw 1 card. How many exhausting cards do we have? We have this. We have 4 cards that exhaust, but this one can exhaust infinite cards. So that might be worthwhile. It's only 39. That's not bad at all. Upgrade 2 random skills. First time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. This could be really cool if we lose a little bit of HP in combat. We might draw our Blood for Blood. I'm tempted to take Brimstone, Centennial Puzzle. It's 298. Leaves us with 118. And then we can grab Dark Embrace as well. Or Shockwave. I'm taking these 2 for sure. 81 and 39 is going to be... Yeah, we don't have enough for both. Ugh. Oh, wait. Yeah, we do. No, we don't. I was right. Bah! I'm going to stop trying to math. It's outside of the school season. Apparently, I just can't do it right now. Well, crap. Book of Stabbing is an extremely strong enemy. We're going to need to get Demon Form down immediately. Exhaust 1 card, draw 2. Damn, I was hoping we'd draw armaments and the bloodletting. But it didn't happen. We're just going to go ahead and play Demon Form as is. We're going to suffer a lot of damage this turn. Unfortunately, Essence of Steel isn't as good as like Metallicize would be this turn. Blood for Blood's getting cheaper. That's 24 damage, 1428. So Whirlwind's still stronger for the amount of times. Gain 30 block, exhaust. I think we disarm. Lowering him down to 15. Shockwave, reducing him down to 9. So now he's basically doing nothing. Comparatively. And then we got 14, 15. Yeah, I think we just strike here. Perfected strike would be doing 24. Same as blood for blood right now. Okay, we'll get some more strikes in the deck, and that won't be a problem. If we had Chemical X, this would actually still be the better option. Chemical X is a relic that makes this do +1. Alright, we'll strike. Unfortunately, we don't have any defense. I'd actually rather defend in that case. But now Blood for Blood is free every time we get it. Everything in our hand can be upgraded, which is really just Power Through and Thunderclap. 5 block. 25 damage and 1 vulnerable. Jesus, Demon Form is so strong. And we can full block this turn easily. We don't need to use Power Through, so we won't. Alright, Perfected Strike now does 32, 48 damage. Yeah, I like that. We can strike for an additional 23, and then full block with Power Through. And wait for feed to finish, if we can. As you can see, this enemy scales very quickly. Lose 3 HP, gain 2. Yeah, we don't have any extra draw. And I'm not gonna take 30 damage to get a feed off. I'd love to, but we can't. Now, with 18 strength, 34 damage twice. That's his full health bar twice. That's actually insane. Demon Form is a ridiculously strong thing, and we just got Vajra. One of the best relics for this character. Start each combat with 1 strength. I love it. Our scaling is even faster now, and we have to take a Reaper. Deal 4 damage to all enemies, heal HP equal to unblocked damage. This scales with strength. So the more strength we have, the more healing. And the more enemies we hit, the more healing. Reaper is just an amazing card in every way you look at it. Yeah, we'll take the fight before the rest, just in case this is a bad fight for us. Shockwave. I want a Twin Strike here. That's 12, 24 damage. You can kind of force this unit to heal instead of buff, and if we don't do that, she's going to buff. And I don't feel like having these enemies get any stronger. We're going to use this plated armor. We've been sitting on it for so long, it's not going to do much more than it's going to do this turn. Let's just get it out of the way. See, this is a good fight for Reaper, but we don't want to use it just yet. We want to use it after we've scaled up a bit. I wish we had 1 more energy so we could actually... Oh, we do! We do have 1 more energy. Perfect. We are going to Demon Form, starting off our scaling. And then we can Bloodletting, lose 3 HP, gain 2 energy, which lets us block for 6. Or block for 11. Full block. Yeah, why not? And then just go attack this guy, lower his max HP down, or lowers HP by a lot. She's going to heal again. We're kind of forcing her to heal by lowering him so much. Yeah, I like that turn. Okay, Blood for Blood is now 40 damage. And then we can feed to consume. Perfect. And feed was upgraded, right? Feed. Yeah, feed's upgraded. I was going to say, if I didn't upgrade feed with armaments, and I could have, I'm a bad player. But we're fine. She's healing herself, who's already at full. Gotta love it. I don't think I want to hurt her. We're just going to use her to get a big heal off with Reaper. 21 damage. Yeah, 21's a really big heal. And I don't have any way of giving her vulnerable. Yeah, we kill this turn. 22 damage twice is just an auto kill. Yeah, really big heal. It's the power of Reaper. Gotta love it. Ooh, when you lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. That scales with our bloodletting, but I think that's all it scales with right now. I'm tempted. Dropkick is also really good if the enemy is vulnerable. Gain 1 energy and draw a card. I'm going to go with Dropkick. We have a few ways of giving vulnerable in this deck, and I think it's going to be worthwhile. I want to upgrade Demon Form first here, just in case I'm not able to get the armaments down on it in the future. I'd rather have it than not. And go for another chest. Question card. Future card rewards have 1 additional card to choose from. Cool. We'll take that and go straight for the elite again. All right, this fight is really interesting. You can kind of play with the AI in the same way that we kind of played with the AI last game, or last fight. We can play... If we kill one of them, he won't attack us next turn, or there's a chance that he won't attack us next turn. So if we kill the wizard... Yeah, as much as I want to play Demon Form, I think it's better that we actually play this fight correctly. This is also going to apply Weak to him, lowering his damage output by a bit. No Demon Form, but I think that increases our chances of winning, because he does a lot of damage. We can drop kick for a full kill here. Also gives us an energy back, so it's a free play, and heals us. We could bloodletting to get blood for blood to be free, and then gives us more energy to play with. I kind of like that play. Yeah, this is looking really good. 10 damage twice, 13 damage once. I'm just comparing energy cost here. Disarm. I think we might have close to lethal. That's 30 damage. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of damage here. Nice and easy. Upgrade 2 random attacks, Blood for Blood and Reaper. Oh, you could not have done better for me. I appreciate you right now, game. Rage can be really strong, but since we have scaling on strength, I'm now going to take Sword Boomerang. And you guys will see why in just a bit. Ooh, Sneeko. All right. I'm going to drink the Distilled Chaos and... Oh, perfect. It played Demon Form for me. That's what I'm talking about. Sneeko has an ability that he's going to do to us right now that randomizes the cost of every card in our hands as we draw them. So, this fight's going to be really interesting. But we have him really low already. Maybe I didn't need the Distilled Chaos. We just do a lot of damage right now. Drop kick, 16 damage. We gain 1 energy back, so... We'll still be able to Twin Strike after this. Or Perfected Strike, which we haven't used yet. 42 damage. Ooh. Where's Feed at? It's still in the deck. Disarm him. Yeah, I can't hurt him anymore without killing him. I would have liked to block that, but honestly, getting the feed off here... Cool. 122 max health. We'll take it. I'm kind of feeling the flex here. But we don't need it. But I want it. But we don't... But I want... But we don't... But I want it. Okay. But I want it 1 out. I had to really fight it on that one. We can upgrade Twin Strike or Sword Boomerang. Either one would be really good. Actually, Perfected Strike, what do you upgrade to? It's, 3 additional damage per strike. I think it might actually be upgrading Perfected Strike here. It's going to be really good for this boss fight. Speaking of which, this boss fight is the champ. Nice! Alright, well, let's take on this elite fight. Oh, the Slavers. So many runs end on this fight. The Slavers are an incredibly powerful group. And we're going to use our colorless potion here to pick up... What do you upgrade to? 5 random attack. They cost 0 this combat. Yeah, we'll take Metamorphosis here. Well, Armaments. Play the Metamorphosis. We will disarm We're going to flex first, see how much damage we can do. 16 damage, that's not a whole lot. We could also flex for 5 additional, but I still don't think we kill. Yeah, 21's not enough to finish. I don't want to exhaust. I'm exhausting the strike to see if we pull something a little bit better. So we get a free pummel strike, which draws a card for us. Free cleave, which does damage. And then we get 2 blocks. Yeah. That's the play. Okay, we are going to Thunderclap here, making them all vulnerable. Reaper is going to be doing, I think it's either 10 or 11 damage to each. And then we're going to heal for that. So that's going to be, what, almost 30 heal? And that's not even our full turn. Pretty decent heal for us. And then we have Uppercut to do 20 damage to him and take him out, or 20 damage to him. And then Sword Boomerang for the finisher. You're doing... Yeah, that's going to finish. Yeah, Uppercut and then Sword Boomerang. Easy, and we healed off this fight. We'll take it. Red Skull. While your HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength. A really powerful relic, especially when you get your health low and you have a high max health pool. Because we only have to be at 50%, so 61 health, which is almost our full max health that we started with, and we have 3 additional strength. I'm about that life. Pummel Strike is a strike. But Sword Boomerang is a sword and also a boomerang? Did we take Rupture? Let me sort by type. Powers. No, we did not take Rupture. If we had Rupture, which I know it's right here, but if we had Rupture, I would want to pair it with Combust. That is just a really powerful, lose 1 HP every turn, gain 1 strength every turn, really strong scaling. But Demon Form is enough scaling for us now. I'm going to say Sword and also a Boomerang. It's kind of hard to say no to. Alright, what do you got for me, Shopkeep? We can grab another Blood for Blood or Offering. Say no more. Lose 6 HP, gain 2 energy, draw 3 cards. That pairs well with everything that this deck does. We'll take it. And we get an upgrade here. Offering is not upgraded, so we can draw 5 cards. Yeah, there we go. Shockwave Plus, that's what I'm talking about. Champ, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while since I've seen you. And you're coming out the gate hot, huh? Trying to hit me? Alright, well, let's see what we can do here. We can block for 15. Adds 2 wounds. But full blocking on turn 1 against the champ, not bad. We can flex and then smack the crap out of him. We should have bloodletting there for the more energy, but I did not do that. This is an example of me acting too fast before I've actually thought out the turn. We'll armament here, get our upgrades on Sword Boomerang. That's 32 damage on 1 card. Not bad. We're going to hold our Reaper for a good heal later on, just because we're at max HP right now. And we're just going to hit him. Alright, this one's going to be Offering. Shockwave. Dropkick. Blood for Blood for 43 damage. Perfected Strike for 51 damage. And I don't want to disarm him because he's about to phase shift, and then he's going to burn off the disarm. 15, that's 45 damage. Yeah, we're going to force him to phase shift if we do that. I don't know if we want to do that just yet, or if we want to wait for a turn where we can do a lot more damage to him. Instead, I'm just going to defend here. Yeah, he's debuffing. He's not phase shifting just yet. Perfect. 18 damage. I don't know if that triggers... Ooh, I'm kind of not exactly sure what point he phase shifts. So rather than risking it, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now. There we go. We have a lot of damage in our hand. We have blood for free. Twin strike, all that damage. Clothesline, reducing his damage. And strike for 17, or 25. And then when we do get feed... Oh, I can't see it. It's going to be... like 28? Something like that. That doesn't kill and extends the vulnerable. I want to do that. And then end our turn. Hopefully get back to our feet as soon as possible. Looks like instead we're just going to heal for 23. Yeah, 30 block. Yeah, feed's in our discard pile, so there's no telling how long it'll be until we can get it. I don't think it's really worth sitting here tanking all this damage. I mean, we're done after this floor, though. Because we're going to heal to full. We're going to see what we can do. About surviving this for as long as we can. And try to get a feed off. Perfect. 46 damage feed. 126 max HP. Hell to the yeah. We'll take another fear potion, and we get to add another card to our deck. Ooh, I don't know if I want to take corruption here, but I want to take corruption here. How many of our skills don't exhaust? The defenses. Armaments, bloodletting. Exhaust, 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 exhaust. 4 out of 4, 8, 10, 11. It's really tempting. This makes it so easy to play out an entire hand so quickly. You know what? For fun, we're going to do it. Why not? You can no longer smith at rest heights and we gain an extra energy. We'll take the fusion hammer. Absolutely. I think that our deck is strong enough right now to easily... I don't know about easily, but to get through the boss, which is going to be... Oh, perfect. So this guy is the anti-power boss. Playing a lot of powers makes him really strong. Hopefully we get to him. 2, 3... Yeah, so we can have a maximum of 3 elite fights here. I think that's definitely the way to go. Alright, do I want to lose 3 HP just to lower... No, I'm not going to lower the cost of blood for no reason. But I will throw a strike out at the enemy. Alright, well, whatever I want to play is free. As far as skills go. Okay. Full block. Already got Demon Form active, so we're getting stronger every turn. 8 block, exhaust a strike to draw some more cards. 32 damage. Not quite enough for the feed to finish. That is 34 damage. And now we can finish with a feed. Sweet! The power of corruption. Speed potion, we'll take it, but I'm probably going to be looking to drop that for something better, so we might just use it in the next fight just to make it worthwhile. I don't think any of these are really necessary in this deck, although Iron Weave, since we are discarding... all of our skills get exhausted. Iron Weave's looking better and better just as a consistent source of block we can keep with us after all of our skills are gone. But I don't know if we're going to be in a fight that goes long enough for all of our skills to be gone, you know? Alright, Thunderclap. Cool. We can Bloodletting and Offering. Lowering the cost of blood for blood completely. We now have 7 energy to play with. Demon form for fun. Reaper for 8 damage to all... No, it's going to be 12 damage to all enemies. That's a 36 heal. That full heals us. Oh, nice. It actually applies before the thorns from this enemy, too. That's really cool. We can blood for free, just wiping one of these guys out. We'll take out the higher damage first. Not that it really matters. We're taking them all out. Alright, the spikes on this enemy go up each turn. So we're going to defend before we attack with 20 damage. It's only 20, right? Yep, 20. And then we're going to feed for the kill. Perfect. 134 max HP. This is getting pretty insane. I just don't want any of that. Anger is fine, but I just don't want any of that. I'm good. Don't forget your rewards. Just click them to pick them up. Well, I'm skipping. Okay, we can flex. Whirlwind's just going to be the maximum amount of damage we can do this turn because it hits all of them. This will hit 8 damage, 3... It could, if it hit all... No, Whirlwind still does more, even if it... Yeah, never mind. I don't know why I'm trying to talk myself into less damage, but it doesn't make any sense. These enemies, you have to kill them all on the same turn, or within a turn of each other. But we're just going to kill them all right now. Wait, where's Feed at? Feed is... Am I not... Is it already in our discard pile, or is it in my hand right now? Oh, it's already in our discard. How long do I want to sit here and play with these enemies? Make them weak. Block. Yeah. So now they're all back alive again. Armaments, just to upgrade everything in our hand. That one doesn't have to hit me this turn. So we're already full blocked this turn. It's a 14 health heal. It's not bad. He's doing 20 damage. I know it seems a little silly to kind of play with the enemies like this, but getting the maximum amount of power out of your feed is just such a useful tool. I don't want you hitting me. Thanks, though. I could have offering there to potentially get the feed. Yeah, it's still in here. Okay. Blocks, lowers the enemy down. Defend for full block. Yep, okay, we're good. And then we'll have feed up next turn. And both of these enemies will be at relatively low HP. Feed should kill either of them. Yeah, 27, it's... Ooh, wait. Haha! It has to be the final hit. It's very important that feed finishes this fight, not just takes one of the enemies out. There we go. Get our heal. Nice and easy. Dual wield is just insanely powerful. We're going to take that. Here, let's talk about why. Dual wield, choose an attack or power card. An attack or power card. An attack or power card. Or an attack. Where's, an attack or power card. Yeah. Reaper, an attack. Yeah, you can do a lot of really incredible things with dual wield. And this deck has a ridiculous amount of scaling. We really don't need... hold on. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the way to get 3 elites. We really don't need... Corruption, sure. Oh, that's lame. 12 damage or 11 damage. Ooh, okay. I got really nervous there. This enemy has the ability to put a curse in your deck, and I don't want that. So it's usually not smart to hit the enemy when you don't have any energy left. To potentially hit the enemy again. Each time you hit him, he is reactive. Upon receiving attack damage, changes his intent. So he changes what ability he's using every time he gets hit. So now he's only doing 13 damage. I'm okay with that. We have Demon Form down, so we don't have to get crazy here. And I'd rather know that I'm blocking. Alright, we have Armaments to upgrade everything in our hand. Bash to lower him down. He's doing 30 damage. That is a lot. Okay, he's doing 22 damage. We're going to have to tank it because I don't want to change him again. We could dual wield Reaper here. And now we have 3 Reapers. We can flex. The only thing is Reaper only heals you for unblocked damage, so we'd have to break through his shield first. So we can do something like Iron Weave, because it's going to give us some block as well. And then Reaper for a decent heal. That is his curse ability. So we're going to hit him again, make sure he can't do that. And then we're going to pop Impervious, because that is a really big hit. This enemy is extremely dangerous for being just a floor fight. It's a whole thing. That kills. Shockwave. Where's Feet at? It's still in here. Power through, because we're not going to cycle through the deck again. Block. $37. Oh, 55. 142 max HP and fruit juice. Oh, we didn't use the speed potion. I forgot about it. Fruit juice. Gain 5 max HP. Drink. By the way, you don't have to use potions during combat. You can use them anytime as long as they are something that can affect your HP. Because, you know, you can't really draw cards while walking around floors. Lose 2 HP, deal 18 damage. That's not bad. But I kind of want another Twin Strike here. Decent amount of damage, scales well with strength, and we have Perfected Strike. We might as well make use of it. Disarm doesn't really do a lot to this enemy, but this enemy has Shifting. Upon losing HP, loses that much strength until the end of its turn. So if we can do 31 damage to him, then he will do no damage to us. So now he's only hitting us for 3, and we can full block that pretty easily. We'll throw a Disarm at him too. Might as well. Alright, so Perfected Strike here does 35 damage. Yeah, as long as we're reducing his attacks to 0 every turn, I'm not too worried about this fight. I wanted to get the corruption off there just to make sure that there was no way, and I mean no way, that this guy does enough damage to get through us in the future. Because now we can play every single skill that we have in our deck without having to worry about not having enough energy to play it. And in 2 turns, this enemy dies. Fading dies this turn. We can use 1 card to reduce his damage to 6, another card to reduce him to nothing. Bash for fun, Thunderclap. It doesn't matter. He's not doing anything, and this fight is over. Yeah, the fights on this floor are, they're capable of being pretty crazy. Yeah, that's not going to be useful for us. As much as I want to take this, it's not going to be useful in this run, but this will be. Yeah, I'm down with that. Corruption. Disarm, because that exhausts anyway. And then in turn. This enemy gets intangible every other turn. Intangible means that all damage is reduced to 1. So you can still do damage, should you want to, but your damage will only be 1 damage. So you really don't want to waste your big hits on this turn, which is why I am just planning on defending. Armaments. Defend. Defend. There's no way to reduce his damage. I mean, we can just hit him for 1 damage with every one of our things. But it's not that great, right? We don't have vulnerable, which sucks. I'd love to use the dropkick here to get an extra draw. Oh. Problem solved. Dropkick, give me a draw. Oh, damn. Nothing super useful, but we'll take it. Might want to use an early Reaper this fight, too. Let's weaken him. We have 7 strength right now. That's a lot. That is a lot. Do I want a Reaper here for a full heal? That's not even a full heal, though, is it? It's an 18 heal. Yeah, might as well. I'm probably not going to be cycling back around again. This at least does 3 damage. Take that damage, boy. Yeah. Kind of canceled out our Reaper there, but oh well. Shockwave, just to get all of the vulnerable on him, and then... Does this kill? Hold on. 19 damage for 1 hit, for 1... 33 damage for a 1 cost. Just to make sure. Oh, Blood Vial. At the start of combat, heal 2 HP. So combine that with our Burning Blood. We now heal 8 HP every fight. 1 before and 1 after, which is super cool. I like that a lot. Don't really need any of these, although Twin Strike does scale with our Perfected Strike. I mean, you know I gotta. I mean, you know I gotta. Or do I want a Reaper here for 16 heal? No, it's going to be 24 heal. But that doesn't kill. I can just Whirlwind after. We don't quite kill that enemy, do we? We can kill this one. It's fine. And we get an easy kill there. And defend first, strike, just to make sure we don't take the spike damage, and we are done. We don't need another sword that's also a boomerang. We have 2. We're fine. Take another elite here. This is just a really powerful run at the moment. Hopefully this fight doesn't change that very quickly, because it certainly can. We only have the 1 defensive option right now, and it's 30 block. We also have the defensive option of killing all of the daggers. Okay, that works. It's a lot of incoming damage. I might need that defend. Am I defending here? Yeah, I think we are. Then we're actually just going to bash the Reptomancer. Unfortunately, even if we use the Whirlwind, which it looks like we can, it doesn't do anything, so we have no energy. That's a lot of damage. I don't like that at all. Shockwave. Weaken them both, and also apply vulnerable. Effective strike does 39. So we still don't have lethal. We can kill that one, gain a block, and then power through for 15 more block. Or disarm to lower his damage for the rest of combat. Where did my disarm go? Oh, did he have 2 strength? Rather not take damage. We don't need to. Okay, drop kick for the card draw. Flex. Clothesline, keep the weakened up. Sword that's also a boomerang. And I'm not fishing for feed. This guy does way too much damage. Letter opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Take that. With our corruption, that's very doable, especially early in the early hands. Second wind could be really good, but with us already exhausting all of our non-attack cards automatically, that's not going to be super great. Shuriken. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. Yes, please. Pray to upgrade a card. Sure. What do we want to upgrade here? We're going to upgrade corruption. Make it a 2 cost. Or do we want to get some more value out of our impervious? I mean, we're relatively safe here, right? There's not a whole lot that's going to happen that's going to derail this whole fight. Maybe just having the opportunity to play corruption alongside our demon form in a boss fight could be really nice. Oh, great. The Nemesis. Fancy meeting you here. Do I just want a flex pot? Not really. Ugh. Alright, we're going to try to use our speed potion here. Just do as much damage as we can. We gain 1 strength just for hitting him with 3 attacks. That's absolutely fantastic. And he's now intangible again. You don't always fight the same enemies multiple times on floors, so this is kind of a rarity. 16 block, 15 block. And we get the bonus of doing letter opener for 5 damage. Did that go through as intangible or reduced to 1? I think it probably reduced. Let's go ahead and crew. Do I want a corruption here? Or do I want to flex bloodletting? Reaper's a 15 health heal. No, it's a 22 health heal. And then just whirlwind to the face. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Normal enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. Well, we have 1 more of those. And we're probably going to skip it. But we'll still take it. And, no, we don't need Fiend Fire. There's a deck that needs Fiend Fire, especially when you need to exhaust a lot of cards, or if you have a relic called the Dead Branch. We don't have that. So, nah, I'll pass. We can't upgrade cards at the rest. And we don't have any of the relics that allow us to do any other campfire activities. I mean, we could always literally rest, but we're close enough to full health that we don't need to. Lose all gold, attain a relic. Well, if we do that, we'll hit the second question mark room. Yeah, why not? Take the red mask. At the start of each combat, apply 1 week to all enemies. That is a It's a strong relic. I don't know if it's a 277 gold strong relic. Navigating through the beyond, you discover a glowing tesseract spinning and shifting gently in the air. You touch it. A sharp pain flows through you, followed by vivid flashes of a distant memory. Whose memories are these? I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and give 10 HP to add 3 colorless cards to my deck. So we get to choose from 3 different options. Apotheosis is unbelievable. I really like Apotheosis a lot. We also have... Ooh, Trip is a good option. Apply to Vulnerable. We really like having Vulnerable applied in this deck. 3 damage and draw 1 card. That's an amazing card because you draw it, and then you draw another card with it for free. So it's a completely net 0 cost card. Master of Strategy is very strong. Draw 3 cards and exhaust. Fantastic. At the start of your turn, add a random colorless card to your hand. That could work really well with our Corruption, which I think is what I'm leaning towards right now. And what do we have for a third option? Add X random colorless cards into your hand. They cost 0 this turn. Exhaust. Shuffle 3 random skills into your draw pile. They cost 0 this combat. Well, all skills cost 0 once we have Corruption out. I don't think we need this third one, but I also don't really think we need any of the others, do we? I mean, we could take Apotheosis. It'll be free once we have Corruption anyway, and then we're just free upgrading every card in our deck. I'm fine with that. And then Magnetism just to have a free random card every turn? Sure, let's do it. So we gave up 10 HP, added 2 more cards to our deck. That's a pretty decent room. I'm okay with it. Okay, I'm not super okay with this, though. Not a whole lot of ways for us to cut down on these enemies quickly since they have 6 block. This one is going to buff and block. So that's what the red or the fire and blue kind of is. So you want to kill them before they buff themselves because their strength numbers go up and then they deal more damage every turn. I deal 25 damage and 10, so I can kill one of them. Or 15 and 10, so that's still 25. That's, yeah, 25 and 20. Oh, we can't kill one of them. Hey guys, I mathed again. Yay! Well, at least this one is a free kill next turn. Where are they getting this block from? I don't see anything here that says they get 6 block. You know what I mean? Oh, they blocked themselves. They did that. Yeah. Good job, Justice. Brain MIA. It's fine. All right, we will Thunderstrike here. It's going to make them vulnerable. Kill one of them completely. We will Dropkick this one. Shockwave to make them all vulnerable and weakened. We can Iron Weave to kill this one. Give ourselves some block. We don't really need the block, though. I mean, at this point, all we're doing is just... we're just going to be waiting this fight out until we can get our feet off. We may also just Reaper for a little bit of HP. But I think we kill him. We could Offering to try to find some block cards. We did not find any block cards. So we're going to dual wield Reaper a couple times. Heal up with it as much as we can, and then we're just going to have to kill this guy. Is it worth taking 15 damage to maybe get a feed off? No, our deck's getting too big. It's going to take way too long to cycle back around. Alright, 13 gold. We get an Elixir. Exhaust any number of cards in your hand that you want. And removed until the end of combat is what Exhaust is. I think we already covered that. Feel no pain. When a card is exhausted, gain 4 block. That synergizes so well with our Corruption that it's not even funny. We get a Campfire here that we can't do anything with, so I guess we'll take a nap. We already have Pentagraph, so we were going to heal 25 HP at the start of this boss combat anyway, but, you know, it is what it is. So this enemy, Curiosity. When you play a power card, he gains 1 strength. So playing power cards is not always the best, surprisingly enough. Let's go ahead and flex, Thunderclap, and then we will Perfected Strike one of these enemies into Oblivion, and then we'll block for a little bit. I think we'll be able to get through this fight pretty easily, though. We are extremely strong. We want to play our demon form regardless of his power phobia. We're probably going to demon form and impervious here. It's a 30 block. He's doing 36 and 8, so we actually have a reason to use our speed potion. Boom. Almost a perfect block. I'm fine with that. Our scaling is active. He's going to gain 1 strength for it, but that's fine. I mean, really, it's fine. We can play... We could play Corruption, too. But this fight has 2 cycles to it, so I'm not going to play it just yet. Instead, we're just going to focus on taking down one of the enemies, and then we will take this one down second. Cool. I'm not worried about taking a little bit of damage here. Apotheosis, absolutely. We're not going to play Magnetism yet. It's going to be a lot of damage. Holy crap. And then 24, 25. All right, so 25 for 1 turn is more than 24 for 1 turn. And then 20... Oh, yeah. Obviously, after vulnerable, it's more. Okay. Blood for Blood is free now. And Twin Strike kills. And then what's this? Grr. Did we win? No, he's back with 300 HP again. Gotta love it. All right, feel no pain when a card is exhausted, gain 4 block. Huh. We could dual wield feel no pain. And then we're going to have so many cards exhausting. Including this one. And then we might exhaust a strike and defend here. Yeah. 24 block. That is crazy. We get 8 block per card that's exhausted, and our deck does so much exhaust. Alright, Feed is pretty much useless in this fight, so we could just use it for damage, but, you know, we might still get the opportunity to, for no apparent reason at all, feed the enemy to death. As a matter of fact, we're 2 damage off of feeding the enemy to death. As a matter of fact, we're going to feed the enemy to death. Perfect. That was a nice, easy Ironclad run for Ascension. Well, this isn't even Ascension. So pre-Ascension, thump, 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 a deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of this evil? You ready your blade. You deal 840 damage. The heart squirms and bleeds, but it's ultimately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? You ask yourself, have I been here before? You feel that you've dealt a total of 58,619 damage to the heart. Wait. Is that going from my other save? Because this save has never fought the heart. Whatever. A total of 14... Jesus. Okay, 14,636,643,707 damage has been dealt by all who have challenged it. The heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness fades. Sleep. Victory? Ascension unlocked. And we've unlocked some of the unlocks for the Ironclad. So we've unlocked Spot, Weakness, Heavy Blade, and Limit Break. And these 3 cards are incredibly powerful, and they synergize really well together. Deal 14 damage, strength affects this card 3 times. So this one scales out of control, this one gives you strength, this one doubles your strength, and when you upgrade this one, it doesn't exhaust. So these become extremely powerful very quickly. And we've unlocked a new character. This is the Silent. Proceed. And then we get the credits here, so I'll click again to exit, and we get this red key here. And I will leave you guys on the victory screen there and tell you that my name has been Justice. I hope you guys have enjoyed this run of Slay the Spire, and I'm looking forward to starting a series on this game and hopefully getting just a little bit better at it, because it's a lot of fun. It's a game that I've played for countless hours, and I've never been just amazing at it, but I've always enjoyed the game. So it's kind of fun to make content about it and just kind of spread the word. Hopefully I'll help some more people find it. And if you guys do want to try this game for yourselves, I'll leave a link to the game down in the description below. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Catch you guys later.